Hello, everybody. It is I, Blaze from Blazing Flame Studio, and today I am joined by yet another OG player, 1.2. Not quite as OG as myself, but close enough. Phoenix, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Um, yeah, well, you just vibing as usual, I guess, but nothing that special. No.
So, do you know what's happening today?
Well, what you told me earlier today, like a few hours ago, was like reacting to the Genshin trailers just through the lens of like people who, as someone who has made AMVs in the past.
So yeah, we are going to be doing that, though most of the reaction videos have particularly been, oh, we react to go off the music, to go off the cinema and things like that. You and I have a bit of a different take on that, being that both you and I were or are AMV creators. So I thought we'd kind of take a look at them and rank them based on how we tended to use them in our videos that we've made. Because I know you in particular have particular experience with Sumeru through your most viewed video, Arabian Nights.
Yeah.
Me in particular, my channel's pretty much most known for my Fontaine videos at this point. Waiting to see who becomes the Natland champion, I suppose. But for those curious, I'm currently going to be sharing my screen to Phoenix through Discord, and then you guys will see, obviously, my stream live. Hopefully, there's no issues, because, well, to those
Oh,
who may
I,
To those who may have been here from my stream earlier today, when I was streaming for an hour and a half on a Be Right Back screen that Streamlabs was saying was my actual game capture. But hopefully,
um,
things will work.
goes
Phoenix,
up to Mawika. Okay, it goes up.
are you able to see the tier maker?
Yes, I am able to see a tier maker.
When I switch
Okay,
to
German.
this, can you see it?
Yep, I can see your YouTube.
Okay. So, in that case, starting us off, we have Cryo Chapter Cavalry Captain Kaya. Now,
Oh, some of the names were just kind of really wonky at the
so
beginning.
this so these are this playlist that I have up is by their release date. Now, as you can clearly tell, with this being 49 seconds long, this is in the beginning of Genshin. Now,
Yeah, cute to like has it.
I'll let it.
Have we
I'll
had like
let,
a longer than 5 minute trailer at this point? I don't remember.
yeah, it's one of those things, you know. Now I'll let it play, and we'll figure out exactly what we want to do from there on in terms of ranking it.
I'm Kaya, cavalry captain for the Knights of Favonius. My eye patch. Want to hear my story, eh? I know a great place more fit for a chat. Freeze! Cool it! Dodge this! This one will be frozen in time. Not bad. Come on, let's get moving.
So I don't know about you, I never use this.
I have not either. I don't think I even have it saved, to be honest.
Cause like
Yeah, something interesting that I know this like doesn't. I would not. I think this would deter me from using it in AMV or some other editing. But something interesting that it's almost like they're literally telling you how to play the character, and that's something that's like I guess that's how the demo name came around at some point.
at some point, like
But
only redeeming part of this trailer in any extent is this. Like you've got this nice pan. This looks like someone with no experience in editing could have made this. This is literally just gameplay footage.
yeah, it is.
And I get that the demos back then were kind of like, oh, we can kind of show off the character. This Kaya is dealing 7 damage.
I can barely even see that number. Is that even a 7, or is that just effects? Okay, there you got 7, 11. There you go. Great.
45.
All right.
And this is the start of, this might even, honestly, looking at like the way that these coins kind of come out and stuff, this might be closed beta footage.
Maybe.
Lisa did not get a trailer, and neither did Amber. Whenever I
Well,
used Kaya in an AMV, I always went to the Simulonka skin trailer.
was it? Was that Simulanka, or was that? It was. I think it was not Simulanka. It was it's 3.8. Simulanka was the version after.
Oh, that's true. You're right.
Whatever that is.
It was released along. No, what it was Simulonka because it was released alongside Klee. He first had it.
Simulanka was Nilu and Kirara.
Oh, that's right. What am I thinking of?
I don't remember the name of that patch, to be honest. I don't remember the name of that. It was the one right before Fontaine.
Yeah, but
I do not remember. It's like some Oasis something. So.
In terms of this one, it's just kind of like, well, they did try, and I'll give them credit for that. But I definitely think as time went on, they got better.
Yeah,
with that being the case, where would you put this trailer?
Oh, in terms of like usability and things?
In terms of like usability, I would put it.
Hold up. If this is in alphabetical order, where is it?
No, the playlist is in alphabetical order. This is in.
No, I was looking at this. That actually looks like in alphabetical order, for the most part.
Nice. No, the trailers.
Actually, oh, it's right after Shalona, and I see it.
Yeah. Right after. Not quite in.
I think it's alphabetical order up to some point, and then it just like fell off.
Lanyan wasn't in it. I had to add her in manually. In terms of usability, there's such a niche case where you use this over his skin trailer, and it's also there are points where it's literally unusable because even the combat scenes have damage numbers, and you don't really want damage numbers in your AMV.
Yeah, not really. I try to avoid like the UI stuff. I feel like it could be useful in like some other type of video, maybe not in AMV.
But I would put it in a D. How about you?
I'm fine with that.
A solid D. A good template, but we certainly got better.
I just noticed Venti's on the tier maker twice.
I have no earthly idea. I did not make this. And that puts us on to our next one, the second ever character trailer.
Now, which official one was this? Because there's two officials.
So I don't actually know for a fact. This is the English one. It is not the German. So this one was just decided to be Japanese for some reason.
I think it sounds like Chinese, not Japanese.
All right, Chinese. I know I've insulted someone who's either going to watch this VOD or is here live. I apologize. This one, they at least didn't put damage numbers when they were showing off combat.
Yeah. Like, I've used, like, the part where, like, Fischl, like, lands multiple times, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I've...
Like, if I look back on my own things, I can think of at least one or two that I've used it on.
I know I've used this.
Left sure.
That slow-mo and even this kind of pan in, pan out. I've used that on occasion.
I tend to like go. I tend to just like skip over a lot of like the normal attack show offs because I'm like, yeah, okay. This is usually because like it's super zoomed out on characters and things. Usually,
But yeah,
but
a huge jump between Kaya and this.
I think we're going back down with like Chi Chi and stuff further on in the list. To be honest.
True.
Although actually, I shouldn't dunk on Chi Chi. So
I have
that's
used
not one list.
I've used this once or twice as well. Because I
Yeah, I've used it like right before that a little bit too.
I have used this on occasion, like that transfer into the name.
Yeah, I usually don't use. Generally, didn't really use the name cards unless I do something very specific with it.
Yeah, I remember you had the that one anniversary video where you just used every single intro card.
Yeah. Or it wasn't anniversary. It was like the first time we did an edit together. It was on Enemy for sure.
It was definitely Enemy. Oh, that's right. We did all the League of Legends World songs.
Yeah.
So yeah, in terms of this one, figuring out where it is. Because it clearly should be right here. Oh, there it is.
Down at the bottom.
I see a point where we could put it in C, or we could put it in better than Kaya D.
I was at least compared to Kaya. It feels like B, but I would be willing to go down to C. Damn.
Okay.
Because I've noticed a bunch of good stuff coming up later.
I think D is going to end up being our never used it, and I think Kaya is going to sit there alone.
Yeah. And then so I guess. So then, what would S be then, just in general? What would
something we've just used, probably like we could do it like a top 3 most used, or something we'd always kind of be like try to include. Hello to our first viewer. Welcome in. We are reacting in terms of how we would use these trailers in our content. We're both AMV creators. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the chat. And if there's anything going wrong with the stream, also feel free to let us know in the chat. This is my 3rd stream on the channel, and patching stuff through Discord and 3 different overlays is not made easy by any measure. But with that, we have ranked Kaya's trailer as a solid D, and Official slightly above that at a C, which would then move us into Xiangling.
I'm going to say I'm not sure if I've ever used this trailer.
I'm a chef from the US. If there's nothing better to do, we could go foraging for ingredients. I'm much better at cooking than that would be, but if you do go out, definitely take me with you.
Nice and spicy. It's time to introduce you to my latest masterpiece. I call it the most marvelous, multicolored super pancake. Boba, get them.
Free.
Wow, this looks great. Is there time for a quick snack? I'll whip one up in no time.
Xiangling.
I've seen this used. I can think of a couple of moments where I've definitely seen this used. Otherwise, I don't remember if I ever used it personally. I don't.
Kind of the same. It's one of those things where, I mean, honestly,
I remember there's like the part of Shanling gliding. I definitely remember seeing it one of like Astra's AMVs.
yeah. I think another thing that really points out to measure is there was that when they first teased Dragonspine. There was that.
Shanling was using the free form, right?
Yeah.
Or was she using Homa?
And using the free polearm, I think, because they did like that slow pan fighting against the Cryo Lawitcherol, I believe.
Yeah.
We've had that. In terms of cutscene, Xiangling doesn't show up all that much. I think in Lantern Rite, even, she might have had one year where she just wasn't.
Yeah.
And honestly, Xiangling in general hasn't been super relevant to the game since, like
story-wise, because like she's a pretty good unit. But
in terms of the national team, she is incredibly relevant. Story-wise, she's kind of not been super relevant since that cooking quest in Wolvendom, which came out in like 1.2, 1.1.
I
We
got
had that one cooking event where we were the judge of that in Liyue.
yeah. Man, I don't remember. I don't.
It was somewhat forgettable. So where would you put, if I can even find her? Oh, there she is at the very bottom.
I think just straight the bottom. I
Yes.
would say like above, like definitely. I think above Kaya, below official. I don't know what letter to put it in, but she's in the between those two.
You said you'd never used it, right? In your
I
history.
I feel I might have used it once or never.
Okay, we'll put it.
I can
Above,
think of one time where I might have used it,
we'll put it above Kai.
but I don't.
We can always
I don't
move it.
remember.
We can always move it, but above Kai and D currently.
Yeah.
All right. You mentioned it earlier.
Chi-Chi, yeah.
I am Chi-Chi. I am a zombie, and I forgot what comes next. I want to build a snowman. Will you help? The wind is frigid. I like it. Hold my hand, please. This wind could blow me away. Wheel of life. Life goes on. Orders given. Orders received. I should have stayed indoors today.
Chi-Chi, Chi-Chi, Chi-Chi. So,
Like similar to official level. I'm
similar
not
official
sure.
level. I don't. You were around since 1.2, so you would have remembered this. Do you remember the Chi-Chi Fallen controversy?
Oh, yep. That's
Where we looked at Zhongli's trailer, which we'll come up to in a bit, and everyone was so mad because everyone thought he should be a DPS because that's what he looked like in the trailer.
oh.
Chi-Chi is
Jungle is
shown here.
1.1.
Chi-Chi is shown
Yeah,
with a prototype Rancor destroying a Stonehide Law Witcher,
man, she's a healer in game.
but she's a healer. And,
Mm.
Chi-Chi is the source of many memes. Chi-Chi Fallen being
Yeah.
the Genshin Impact Discord server for at least 3 days straight. Those that are OGs will remember that. And that emote has left a mark on me that will never go away.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
of course, the I pulled a Chi-Chi.
Yeah, that Boulder Chi-Chi song. So it's funny things like at some point it was like 2022 or something. I made this like kind of not really bet with my friends. Like, oh, next time like if I get a Chi-Chi, I'll like record myself singing the song and upload it. And well, a little bit sometime later, I did actually lose 50-50 the Chi-Chi. So I did do it. I did do it.
Nice.
And it's still on my YouTube. You can find it if you want. But like at the same time, like so basically I just combed the whole Chi-Chi trailer for like things to put together. I forgot if I ended up using something from outside the Chi-Chi trailer or not in that.
I know for a couple of videos, because I remember when we did the collaboration video, Memories of Tevat, you had Leeway, I remember I had Mondstadt. I think for one of the end of those, when I did Back to the Start, I believe was the song I used for that.
Oh, yeah.
I believe I've used Chi-Chi more often than not. I think I've used her more than the 3 that we've had combined. That's not saying much. I used to use this as a transfer.
Oh, the sword throw. Yep. Yeah, I can see that.
I'd do a dip to white and do a transfer to. I think one that sticks out in my mind was Kazuha. I would swap to his a lot from this.
Oh, okay. I personally try not to reuse transitions, but I feel like this can like play into a bunch of things. Another thing is if I'm doing like pan to like environment, some of the things I feel like this could have been set for Jumblings, but I think I've used this maybe a little more on like the kind of around Boo Boo Pharmacy area, like towards the beginning when it's just like kind of walk, like just to show the building area, not necessarily of Chi Chi, but like that just generic like building stuff is kind of like.
So where shall we put the Cheech?
I guess we'll go, like, I don't know where to put her compared to Fischl.
You want to put in the same tier as Fischl, just above her, maybe?
Sure.
Let's go with that.
I'm trying to think if I feel like I've used Fischl in more videos, but I think I've just know Chi-Chi's trailer a little bit better since I literally used it and basically only it for something.
Also, so far we've got a minute and a half effectively, a minute and 3, and then 50 and 59, and I don't think we break 2 minutes until Albedo, even Zhongli.
Albedo.
Mona.
Let's go to. I'm pretty sure I've never used this. I'm just once again, but
I have used this one fairly often.
I am astrologist Mona Magistus, meaning the great astrologist Mona. The equipment repair bill is due, and so is the final payment for that celestial globe I ordered. Astrologers must rid themselves of material desires. Only by ridding oneself of clutter can one see the true world around them. Shadows of fate. Delve into destiny. Fate is upon you. Let me scribe. This was ordained by fate. Long had I foreseen it.
So there's a particular area where it does a dip to white. Somewhere around where
ooh,
right around here.
see somewhere there.
Yeah.
Or like also when she's like going in and out, I feel like that's like other things you can like mix with effects like Ayaka, Alhaitham, just I think other people who like basically have teleport like abilities and like
Kaching,
I guess Yai. I don't know if you see that Churi. I don't know if you see a ton in Kaching show. Actually there's one point.
It also has
I
the
think
fault of being a trailer that was made in this very same era.
yeah. I guess Yai is another one. Yeah.
Also, and it's unrelated to the actual like using it in videos. They really didn't change these OSTs at all back then.
Not really.
Not really at all.
It feels like things you can find in game and maybe actually I don't remember.
Like yeah, and even looking back at like when we finally got to Venti was the first time Fischl, I don't know why Fischl got special treatment when she had a different, thumbnail than everybody else. I don't even think 4 stars have the same treatment, and yeah, because like Kujo-Sara and stuff, they don't have the treatment of this generic.
Yeah, I think they stopped that around like in 2.0 with Sayu. Because Sayu has her own like thing.
Yeah, I think so. So going off of that, where do we put Mona?
I would say definitely somewhere below Fischl. So.
Below Fischl. Okay, so we put.
But I don't know where compared to the others. I feel like above. I don't. Now here's the letter boundary. I actually have no clue.
Do we put her in D tier? I mean.
Let's see. Wait, we said D earlier. I'm forgetting. D is like.
Effectively, we never used her.
Yeah. I know for sure I've never used this, but I feel like there's some parts that are definitely usable at the same time.
I know I've used her slightly, so we could put her like C tier below Fischl.
Sure.
That works.
I feel like I've just never had a reason to use like anything for Mona. Never.
Yeah.
Because if I did, I would go to like the one summer thing, even though it doesn't really show Mona, so it's like things related to Mona. or like that 1.1 cutscene with Unreconciled Stars. Anyways, on to who's next? Kaching?
Kaching.
I am Kuching, Yuhun of the Liga Chising. Come on, enough procrastinating. Let's go.
Time is against us. We live in an era of change, as the old order that has existed for 1,000 years is about to be rewritten. Join me. Let us bear witness to this historical moment together.
Incoming. Speed of light. Don't blink. Hey! With sword comes shadow.
When your heart is set on something, you get closer to your goal with each passing day.
I straight up had a moment, even though I literally just called out as coaching trailer. I'm like, yeah, she's a character in this game. I just straight up forgot.
Kind of similar to Kaya. Whenever I use Kaching, it is either the Lantern Rite 2 cinematic or her costume.
Yeah, I would say like this trailer is at least in C for like that one shot of like where it's like kind of like the splash art, or not really better version of splash art, like where I think just pass it there. Yeah, this thing I've definitely used before, definitely.
Also, and I think I remember very clearly from watching this trailer, I did not know that Kaching's E could stun a Ruin Guard. Never really thought about it.
Have you ever tried it?
I have. It does work. It is not just made for this trailer.
Okay.
It is very strange, but they thought of everything, I guess.
I guess so.
But yeah, I've used it on occasion. It's again very rare, mostly for this transition.
Yep.
So this is the first trailer to kind of abundantly be like lore spoilers, quote unquote, since it uses the line about the era about being about to change.
Oh, when did this trailer come out? Is the better question. Because I wasn't released date on this.
Because it does kind of.
Because we don't. Because like if I remember correctly, Act 3 Bleedaway came out 1.1, not 1.0.
I think so. Because I remember there was a trailer, like a new area announcement trailer for Leeway.
Wait, new area?
Yes, there was at one point, and only for Leeway, there was a thing called the new area announcement trailer.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
If you remember, it was Klee reading the book, and then it like panned into Xiangling.
Oh, yeah. Something like that, yeah. And it's the one where they actually use Lumine as a traveler and like...
Yes, like one of the only times that we ever had that happen. Kaching. Where do we put Kaching? Also, I think it's abundantly clear that we are... The OG
we're going to be here for a while.
Do not measure up to the new ones.
Should we just pick a new one just to get a change of pace, or after this, or should we just
keep with the continuity. We'll probably just continue going down. We're getting close to actually breaking out because I think Klee is either next one or the one after that.
Okay. I'll say I don't know if you want to put her above or below Mona, but I think it's around that level.
Of course, for me, we'll put her above Mona. Thank you. Thank you, tier maker. Appreciate that. All right.
Oh, Venti. Now is this? This is English voiceover. I was just curious.
Funny story, and I don't know. You were playing around. You started playing at 1.2, so you may not have seen this. I could have sworn that there were 2 Venti trailers.
I'm pretty sure I've seen the CN one before, or someone reacts to the CN one. So there's
because I remember in English,
there's one.
I think
because it's the same voice. It's the same like visual, but the voiceover is in English versus Chinese.
Yeah. Venti's, I feel like at launch, because Venti was obviously the very first 5-star character besides Ethan that came to the game.
First limited 5 stars,
first limited.
First banner.
Well, if you think about it, Ether and Lumine are limited depending on if you only get to choose them once.
But you don't get to pull for them.
True. But when the game came out, I feel like Venti had a different trailer that I remember. I've never found it.
Was it the one with the 4 wins and Vanessa? I think?
This is not. That's the character teaser.
Yeah, it's like I was asking if that's what you're referring to.
There's an archaic tale to be told, that of which is of an ancient one.
that of which traveled among the gods, that of which beheld lands undone, seas spun. Oh, how chained to your daily toiling you are. Must you intrude on a bard's leisure time? Some notes can't be played for just anyone. Lest the high winds blow you away. Rhythm take you. It's more than language and poetry that flow with the wind.
You know, I kind of forget that Klee was in this.
Yeah, and Lisa.
And Lisa. Well, the thing is, Klee wasn't announced to be the next banner, I don't think, because I don't think they did the announcements like that back then.
I'm not the person to ask on this one. No.
I don't think, if anyone in the chat has been playing and knows the answer to that question, feel free to put it in the chat. I don't think that they used to tease it the way they do now, but I could be entirely wrong.
I think now they just throw out all the characters for the next patch, and they don't necessarily say what phase.
Pretty
right.
much, yeah. In terms of using this for AMVs, I've often used this.
I feel like I've used like basic almost every single part of this trailer at least once.
Agreed. This one was always kind of weird to edit around, like this one little quick flash where you get like this text.
Yep.
Albedo has something similar, I think, at one point.
Oh yeah, except Albedo's is faster, so it's like...
Yeah, it's even worse. But
it's worse, but...
It's one of those things where I've definitely used almost every part of this trailer at least once.
At least later meshing, one of my bigger pet peeves is like when like the screen size kind of changes, not really, when you have the black stripes out of nowhere. And I just like, do I really want that?
I had to, because I'm on a wide...
I'll usually scale it.
Yeah, I ended up using Premiere Pro and having to scale it a lot. I think it's going to be the same for a lot of these.
Like I usually, like on this trailer, I've used like the part right before his burst animation, kind of around Storm, Terror, Slayer area. I've used that like a number of times, like quick transitions and things.
And then like this.
Oh, yep.
I've used that definitely a ton. But yeah, like this one also offers like, because it fades to white so much and does so many like flashes. You could use this with any Animo character.
Yeah, or basically anybody that's a transition to white. Because like, go to white is actually pretty generic. You can use it on like a number of things.
Indeed. So,
like the quick transitions, you can work. It's easy to time them to itself, or you can time it to something else.
Where doth Venti go? I think
if we said S is going to be our top 3, I'm going to slide A, because I'm pretty sure there's like at least 3 trailers above Venti, but...
Oh yeah, at least. And I mean, we've said we've used Ventis multiple times, so...
Yep.
Also, Venti...
Well, whichever thumbnail is whatever.
Thanks, game. This also makes me wonder if there were 2 at one point, and even this person was like, "Oh yeah, I'll put them both in here." They just use the same trailer.
Yeah, I think they released the English one way later than the Chinese voiceover of the same visual. So maybe.
All right, one of the more popular characters May her playability rest in peace.
Klee was that popular back then?
Are you here for playtime with Klee? Okay, so you'll be in charge of the Storm Watch. Which means you warn Klee the second you see Jean coming. Let's go! Jumpy Dumpty! This is my special totally not for fish blasting extra exploding formula.
Klee, you know the consequences.
Da-da-da! Next time, let's go fish blasting together.
I just noticed she's using like that one monthly one of the weapons that rotates through the Star Glitter shop. It's not Black Cliff, it's the other one. Like basically nobody ever uses, practically speaking. Like, huh? Anyway. I feel like this Cleese is a weird case of I feel like I would use more of if I was doing something that's not AMV but something else, I would use Cleese trailer audio because I feel like this the music is something that just oddly feels usable on a lot of different other editing scenarios for whatever reason, especially the intro because it's the build up and I don't know how else to describe it. But yeah, I've definitely used some bits of Cleese, right towards the end. And by the way, did your mic just die or something?
Ah, here I am. Thanks, Mike.
Yay!
I've definitely seen people use the very tail end of this.
Yep.
I've used this on occasion.
I just don't usually like the clock right there. It's hard. I think that's also a hard spot to scale out.
Yeah, I do agree on that one. It's very weird when I'm able to kind of use this. I will say this has always been somewhat good for slow pans, though as they evolved, I kind of stopped using this.
Yeah, I forget. I can think of which AMV I did this in, but I don't remember exactly how. So I remember I did some mask stuff in Premiere Pro with the Jumpty Dumpty red circle coming out thing.
I do remember. I think that was in the That's
I know it was Sunless, but I don't remember.
Where you did all the the characters.
Oh yeah, I did that too for Clee, but I was thinking about somewhere later. I don't remember where it was. I'm gonna try to mute this tab in my background so I don't
I just
talk overly loud.
And going just on a tangent,
Sure.
Lee is one of the sad stories of Genshin in that Lee is one of those that everyone wanted to rerun, but she's so awkward to use.
Yeah. She reran. Actually, I was gonna say she reran right before Kazuha, but then everyone was underhyping Kazuha and seriously underrating Kazuha at 1.6.
There was that, and then it's just the aesthetic of she's a child, so her bombs can only go a few feet because she can't throw them very far.
Yeah.
Great lore wise, but now we look at Lanyan, or various other child characters. Look at Dory. She's not even ranged, but she can lug a G.
Wait, Lanyan is child size?
She's not child size, but even looking at her throw ability, she can throw those things further than some of the mage attacks she hit. But yeah, like 14 million views. I still think it's one of the most popular trailers. I'm not 100%. I know Zhongli's, I believe, is the current most popular, and I believe Chi-Chi's is actually up there, is like second biggest. It might even be number one.
Thank
Do
you.
a quick pan. Oh yeah, 7.1 million, which is still ridiculous for Chi-Chi, and she's definitely the most popular of all the original ones.
Probably. Who's after Cleo? Diona.
Iona. Moving on to the first 4-star character trailer after the original batch.
And it's still in the same format.
Still in the same format. Same song as well.
I think there are some changes in song, but it's less obvious as their own theme.
Right.
Life as a mixologist is very busy. When I'm not at the tavern, I'm out collecting ingredients for new recipes, so unless something is urgent, don't bother me. I'm a rock! Think you can bully me? Look at you, Blue Down! I wasn't waiting for you. I just happened to be resting.
It is always funny to me that they put this guy in the water where there is no villain in the actual game.
In the water.
Never freeze him. He's never frozen. He's got his shield up and they break it. He's never once frozen, so there's no reason for him to be in here. She's not even from Liyue.
Oh, by the way, we totally didn't put Cleo on the trailer list.
Oh shit!
Whoops.
We didn't put Klee on the trailer video.
Okay, so we can do Cleo and Diana at the same time, because I think
That works. That works. New streamer, guys. I know. Flame me in the comments. But yeah, like in terms of, when I use this, it's always been this kind of photo thing.
Yeah, I've used Diona's like towards the end of the burst, like where she's like that pose after the burst. I've used that once or twice.
Yeah. Definitely not we've used every part of it. I've used the intro on occasion, but there's just some parts where it just isn't.
Yeah.
That one scene where it's like peon or whatever it says.
I don't know.
Like right here.
Like
Here's a Taylor no prop, they're real. Proof of my cat's line bloodline.
There it is.
Very busy.
That is
Alpheon.
awkward to edit around.
Oh yeah.
Because it's only there for like a split second. Kind of like the
Mhm.
Albedo and the
Albedo's I think fits better in, but this just stands out compared to like everything else around it. Okay, so I think ooh, let's see. I feel like Diona's probably with everybody else in somewhere in C. I think Klee is I don't know where to put Klee actually. So I think Klee is definitely under Venti, but I don't know like how far down.
I mean, we both said we didn't use Klee that much.
Yeah, I think it's above Chi-Chi. It's definitely, I don't know where on the tier letters.
We can put it in C. And then you said for Diona, where'd you have Diona?
I'm gonna say somewhere under official with like Kuching and Mona somewhere.
Works for me.
Who's next? Child. That's the
Good old child. Also, just a quick tangent on Diona. I used to really enjoy Diona. And I really enjoyed the main event we got recently where we had the Oceanid and it kind of explained how she got her powers of winemaking.
How recent was that event? Because I remember that. I have not played all the recent events.
In that it was like 7-8 months ago.
Was it 7-8 months ago?
I think it probably was. Because you know which one I'm talking about.
I feel like that was in version 2 or 3, but I don't remember.
You're thinking of the first event we had with Rodea. There was another event.
Maybe, but was Diona in that event? This is an event that I remember clearly, and I have skipped a number of recent events.
The one I'm referring to was when Hu Tao and Venti did a event.
That was 3.1, I want to say.
That could have been 3. Again,
4.1. Sorry, 4.1. That was 4.1 because they ran in the same version.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the next time we saw Diona, because they had one of the like points of Diona being in that story was like, oh, the Oceanid tells her how she finally how she got her powers because she wanted to make Diona be able to make anything taste good, and Diona kind of accepting that. And then the very next time we see her, she's back to destroying the wine industry as if no character development ever happened.
Limited events, I guess. I don't know.
Limited events, everybody.
It's
right.
like basically all of like Albedo's story, and I think Kazuha kind of falls this one too. I'm not trying to think of who else. All their stories and limited events. Oh my god. Although Kazuha got a little bit like after, but like basically they did his whole backstory and that's limited events. But anyway.
Been away for so long, I've almost forgotten the cold of our home. You know I grow restless when life is ordinary and boring. Though in Liyue, fuses of excitement can be found everywhere, just waiting for the right spark. Come at me! Not much of an adversary, but enough for a sideshow, I guess. Time to end this! Now's our chance! That's so? If you were smart, you wouldn't charge into unknown danger. It'll be an easy victory, but I still won't hold back. Your brother has just been taking care of some trivial matters here, really. But Tonya, rest assured. The future that Tsaritsa desires, the future the people of Snezhnaya desire, it will be had.
There are several parts of this that I've used like multiple times. Like I always use the part of him like falling down, coming down the waterfall. There's a part of this constellation, like the Hydra symbol I've used a number of times. Is your mic gone again, or just not talking?
Oh, sorry, I was letting you talk.
Oh, no problem.
Middle a lot. I've never used the end, and like rarely the beginning.
I've used the beginning like once because I did this bit where I did the whole like a first like solid chunk in reverse. Just to kind of give like his like if that makes sense, he's letting so in reverse it looks like he's letting go of that like leaf petal whatever that turns into a snowflake. I've done that before. Yeah.
To this day,
I've used
only Snezhnaya it's playable, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess unless you want to like count any of the Fatui members.
True. But I don't think any of them have been sourced from Snezhnaya like Child.
Yeah, because Wanderer came from Inazuma. Arlecchino and the House of the Hearth is from Fontaine.
Everybody was hoping for Capitano, but, well, no spoilers.
Well...
But if you've seen the stuff, you know the stuff.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
So where do we put Tortellini?
I feel like I've used this stuff more, like, select parts I think I've used more often than anything in Venti's trailer, but I think I've used more of Venti's trailer overall, so I don't know.
Put him our first ever B, or do we want to put him in the A's?
I'll give him A, because I feel like I feel like just the parts that I've used often, like, really often.
Makes sense. Alright. The person whose voice has gotten on my nerves, and the voice of Barbara.
Oh, yeah.
Shinya.
What is the voice of Barbara?
Shinya's the name and rock and roll's the game. And I'm the only one who plays it in Liyue Harbor. Been thinking about staging concerts elsewhere lately, but what say you sign me up for your world tour? Anywhere's good. Almost about to go live over here. You coming? performance.
So the
And what do you
thing,
think of this one?
so the thing with Shinyan, I remember people thought Genshin was going to be saved because everyone thought Labyrinth Warriors was the greatest event that this game ever had for the longest time
Oh, yeah.
with her and Child, which was still like a
I
decent amount of time after she even came out.
Yeah.
I
I
remember,
wasn't that big on Labyrinth Warriors, but I think that was just because it was so long per run.
yeah, and it's one of those things where, listen, we
I
don't,
can see why people liked it. I can see why people.
yeah, Labyrinth Warriors was okay to me. We did have that, lovely thing, right, where there's this thing with Shinyan where the year that Lantern Ride happened in Liyue, which is every year, but the first one, she was not in the cutscene. And there have been points where, like, every character in Genshin in Liyue is in a cutscene except for Shinyan.
Yeah, I feel like I could be remembering wrong, but I feel like there weren't a ton of characters in the first Lantern Right cutscene. Because I remember, like, Beto hadn't been in a cutscene for a while until she showed up in Inazuma.
This is true. And then we had the infamous Lantern Rite with the Hu Tao
Hu
sing.
Tao. Yep. Oh, I think everybody dunked on the rap in English for Hu Tao.
Yeah. But in terms of like using this trailer, it's rare.
Yeah, I'm willing to. I might say like. Okay, that group at the bottom of C. I don't know if it really should stay at C. Stay.
This group at C.
Yep, I think Shinyan's in that group again. Cause there's a part where like, there's like literally one part that I've used multiple times. I think.
Bottom of C works for me as well. I've definitely used all these characters more than Shinyan. I remember it's particular because I remember you did Graveyard for Liyue when we had our collab for Memories of Teyvat, and it was just
Yes,
like,
this was the fourth. Was it fourth? No, third anniversary.
yes, and I just remember
2023. Yeah, the third.
Shinyan you have to be so sparing with because there's so little. Like, this is a minute and
Yeah,
4.
well, Shinyan gets better stuff in 2.8 summer.
Right. Okay. The most popular
Who's next is Wrongly.
of all time.
Actually, how many views is that now? I don't want to guess. I don't know.
34 million views.
Holy crap!
The
That's a
reason
lot.
that many people, including streamers, started this game. The Osmanthus legend.
We last left off with ancient Liyue beset by an ocean demon and a mountain dragon. Rex Lapis mustered his adepti to restore peace to the land. They say that before he set out, he spoke these words.
This is an age of gods and monsters. I wish not for dominion. Yet I cannot watch the common folk suffer. I will have order. To cleanse the land and defend our safe harbor. That was the first contract in Liyue. And now, the final contract too has been set in stone.
maybe just because I'm not that big on Zhongli as a character. I haven't used his trailer a ton. I've used like select parts of it for sure.
When I use it, I've always used like this.
Huh.
Just because the transitions were something that were just really good to like meld into other things. I've definitely used all parts of this trailer at some point or another. These two were like, I would use these a lot.
Let's see. Well, I've used like, let's see. I know I for sure I've used like the part where it's like where he's like standing on the ship, like the pan of like his line of like God's monsters, whatever.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. So did you have Zhongli when he first came out?
I don't have him. No, I don't. I still don't.
Good for you for not playing the game on easy mode, as that is what he is called.
Yeah.
B, and I don't know how much about this you know, because I think it may have been just before you came into the game.
I heard he got buffed at some point. I was like the only like basically actor.
Twice.
Well, I feel like one was a direct buff, but I don't remember. Like, I think the other might have been something to Geo.
And the other was a buff to the entire element of Geo. Because people...
I feel like it kind of might have needed back then, but I don't remember.
So the main buff for Zhongli was that when you did his hold skill, it used to just do his shield. You didn't get the pillar.
Oh, okay.
Now you get the pillar. Now people are perfectly fine with that. The amount of times I've ruined an Abyss run because I run straight into that pillar after popping a shield.
Mm-hmm. Wait, so it used to be the press he gives the pillar, but the...
if you press and hold, he does the pillar. If you just press, he does the pillar by itself, no shield.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I've used this trailer a lot. Zhongli, one of the main reasons this game was so hyped at the beginning, I think is a fair statement.
I guess Zhongli is like not the type of character I usually go for in general.
I think I would put him in A. Where would you put him?
I would say bottom of A. I've used Child more. I've used Child Trailer way more. Maybe I'm just I don't really like Zhongli that much, to be honest. It's going through, but it's going.
Alright, and with that, fun story.
I feel like Albedo's might be the trailer I've single-handedly used the most, but I'm not sure. It's up there.
So fun story about Albedo. You know from, and many of the viewers know from previous streams, I own every character in this game. I have never skipped a character in Genshin Impact.
Except
those who might remember back then, I actually pulled for Ganyu. I didn't stream it. This was well before I did this. I skipped Albedo for that. Because 1.2 story, it didn't do a lot for Albedo, in my opinion. Plus everybody was on the Rosaria train. Those who know. But Albedo just didn't do it for me. And I ended up pulling him later down the line. I got him on the rerun or whatever. And I remember Ganyu, and I'll bring it up here so I don't bring it up when Ganyu comes on. Ganyu was largely thought to be completely useless when she first came out.
People were calling her like Cryo Amber or something, right?
Yeah,
Ganyu's banner was what was up when I first downloaded the game, so I was not around for like Albedo stuff. No.
Yeah. And like everyone was like, "Oh, she's Cryo Amber. She's just bad." She carried people in Abyss for like a solid year. To those, because she was just so busted. Even today, you see her being used quite a bit. Imaginarium Theater, she's up right now.
Yep. Let's see. I remember like Albedo definitely made I remember at some point I was talking to my friends. I was like, yeah, it's like if Albedo rolls. This is like in 1 point. I don't remember 4. I was like, oh, when Albedo runs around, I'll try to get him, and they're like, Zhongli is like much better as a character. I'm like, I don't care.
Albedo also just has the issue of like.
I think we brought this up of his lore is literally all in limited events.
That, and also his weapon is locked to a limited event.
Data bar spindle. Although they did make a defense sword craftable in that one.
Yeah. But like
I
Cinnabar,
don't. I think it's either literally Cinnabar Spindle or a slightly worse version of Cinnabar. I don't remember.
because like his original best in slot was, I think,
Harbinger of Dawn.
Harbinger of Dawn or Festering Desire. And
Oh
Festering
yeah.
Desire was locked behind the original Dragon Spine event. Then we
Yep.
got Cinnabar Spindle, which is his best in slot and remains so to this day, still locked behind a limited event.
Is Albedo the only 5-star character, like limited, like banner 5-star character to not have a 5-star signature weapon?
You may be right.
Because even like Klee has like Skyward Atlas, Shao has the standard Primordial Jading Seer. Ganyu has Amos Bow for some reason.
And apparently Fischl does as well, if you remember from her trailer. She was using Amos.
Amos Bow, yeah, but Fischl got her own 4-star later.
Yeah, she got Mitterschnatz.
Yeah, but Amos Bow was what she was using in her trailer. Venti's was Skyward Harp for a little bit, and then he got Elegy in 1.4.
Yeah.
Child got Polar Star eventually.
Eventually. Before that,
Eventually.
Rust.
That was 2.2, right?
Something like that.
Because what ran this Child every other time was, I think, Skyward Harp again.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
This is Timaeus' newest design? A commendable achievement. 20 more years. And perhaps we can let him make a start on the textbook Sucrose uses today. Burst forth! Moments of birth! The universe. The sable essence of the starry void. Earth. The accumulative memory of time and being. Soil. The origin of alchemy. The basis of all life. Shock. The substance from which primal life is molded. Klee? No, not at the crucible.
I did the music event earlier, or not the music event, but the new permanent mode.
Yep.
I forgot Klee's track played at the end of it.
Yeah, that's true. Like, the fun thing, like, on the music event, like, when I did, like, what was it, the one below Legendary, I forgot, because I can't do anything on Legendary, but the one below it was, like, Pro or something. The first time I did Zhongli's, I just got 100% first shot. I was like, huh, okay. Oh. Anyways.
Albedo, I've definitely used quite a bit.
Yes.
Albedo had so many great transitions.
Yeah, I think I said this is the one I might have used single-handedly the most of, like, all the demos or trailers.
I remember,
but I'm not sure on that.
And I think this is one of the few ones. I think you did when the music event came around, you did a recording for your channel, if I remember correctly, with Contemplation.
Yes, on Albedo's. The other one I did was, let's see, I did Kazua's the first time the music event came around, and then when it came around again in version 3-point-something. I did Albedo's, and then I did the Storm Terror boss theme.
Yes. Also, going back to the thing we started before, so his proficiency weapon at the start of the game was the roll.
Oh god, yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Where do we put Mr. Albedo?
Ooh. I want to say he's at the top of the list so far.
So either top of A or you want to put him in S.
Ooh.
We can always move
I
him
feel
later.
like he can. I think he can placehold S for now.
Placeholder S. I know for me, I'd put him probably around top of A.
Yeah, I'd say at least top of A. But if we're going on a top 3, I will put. I feel like that's an actual contender for top 3.
Yeah. Next up, Ganyu.
Why are we back and forth?
Radiant Dreams.
Sweet flower, so called because of its high sugar content. As a food, it's not the healthiest option, but feasting my eyes on it works wonders for my mood. So, I cannot permit you to trample these flowers. Born of ice and frost. Please don't touch my horns.
Oh, careful. Don't sleep by monsters.
Huh? So I was asleep? It was just a dream. All hail! Blaze over!
So I know, I want to say it was your ET video.
Yes, I used that as a thumbnail. Some version of that. I forgot which frame exactly, nor does it really matter as a thumbnail.
But I remember you used that as the thumbnail for that. I'd like to use it more. Because there are some really good points from it. But I just never find a good place to use it.
I found a number of decent spots to use Ganyu's trailer.
Yeah.
Where I just like the one where she where she transitions, she summons the orb thingy. I don't remember if that was the name, but
yeah, I don't remember the particular name of it either. Also,
I don't know if it even had a name. And there's some good fade to whites with the flowers exploding.
Right, and then when you pan to the bow shots.
Yeah, that bow shot I've used at least once or twice. At least.
And I think honestly, this. I think I remember you once did a transition from this to Kazuha. I want to say Kazuha.
Oh, I'm trying to think what video that might have been.
Not 100% sure.
Because I don't remember how many times it's. Ganyu's not one I would not a character I'd find an excuse to use a bunch. But at the same time, I'm trying to think what video that might have been. Oh well, I can figure that out later, I think.
Yeah. Where would you like?
I
think she's above C.
She's definitely above C. I feel like.
Do we put her as our first B?
Might be biased speaking, but I think she's above Zhongli.
That works for me.
But I don't know where she compares to Child. Where is she?
That's a good.
Oh, you see where Goro is? Third row down.
Oh, here she is, right here. Yeah.
There.
So do we put her above child?
I was about to say we can go in alphabetical order, then realized, wait, do you want to call him child or Tartaglia?
Yeah.
I'm fine with leaving it as is because I feel like child is easier to slot into some things,
Okay.
especially with like.
Yeah, I definitely can see that.
I feel like that's interchangeable.
This might be the first one that would be in my consideration for top 3 most used.
Oh, Xiao? Interesting. I can see it, to be honest.
These are matters for Adepti. Stay out of my way. Insignificant. The price I pay for eons of slaughter, ephemeral circumstance, perpetual agony. This is nothing new to me. These severed karmic binds. Disperse!
Fun fact, this is what I thought Sino was going to be when he came out.
What do you mean?
Just like this
Like,
over the top, like Mahamatra general who's just ruthless, and then came the TCG.
yeah, but I feel like there's like that is part of him. Then the other side is like extreme TCG nerd is the other.
Yeah. And then so in terms of using this, I've used this so many times.
I've used the intro bit a number of times, like where it's like the spinning the spear down and like.
Yeah, the spinning of the spear for me, these like transfers where it's like this red, like this. I've used like these are just there's so many natural transition ways to transition into this for an AMV.
True. I feel like I've used like the bit where like kind of like the zooming out on him with Wang Shuin in the background. I've used that at least once or twice.
What else would I say about? Plus, like Xiao's lore, he fits with so many different genres of song. You got a rock song, his clips just so fast that it works out well. You got something potentially slower, you can use parts of this, but you can also use like that one Hoyo anime thing that was 5 minutes long or whatever.
Oh, Xiao.
Endless Suffering. That's it.
Yeah, that one.
And then every time you do something with the Yakshas, you got to include Xiao, even if it's focusing on Bosacius or one of the other.
Yeah, so I think that makes sense. I think that I'm down to put this in like if you think it's one of your top threes. I think that's fine.
Works for me. Plus the top 3 will probably end up being top 6 because it'll be your top 3 and my top 3.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if Albedo is actually one of my top threes or not, but it feels like it's up there because I'm not measuring.
Are you Xiao?
Far right.
Far right. There you are. Who's next on the list? Yes.
I feel like she has surprisingly little screen time for a character this popular.
Hey, you sure we're going the right way? Doubt there's any treasure in this creepy place.
This treasure map's bow ours. We just follow it all the way.
Hey, wait. Did you just hear something?
Man up. You're just imagining things. Huh? Who are you?
Quick, do something!
Order of duality, impermanence of fate. I raise this butterfly to guide thee. Ah, yeah, so many droll people. Fatui, not even worth the tease. Guess I'll need to send you off myself. Zombie, you scared? Time to go. See you on the other side.
I've used that outro once or twice just to make it feel like the video was ending. But actually, Hu Tao jump scare.
Yeah. I feel like this is one with like it's a good trailer on its own, but like there's like the bits of like the text coming in and the bit that just makes it hard to transition around.
Yeah, for when I've used this, it's usually like this, like it'll usually be a fade to black, and then I play this.
Yeah, or like I've used a bit where like it's like the where she like holds her spear and like the butterfly comes off from like in the middle. It's like right before her. Oh, like this is true for like basically every trailer or most trailers. I feel like this is a
this in that when you used all the title cards. I remember you did this, like you slammed this in when you did the Hu Tao one.
Did I? Oh god, I don't remember my own. I think you remember things better than I do.
Also, fun fact: Hu Tao's someone did an edit of Hu Tao that is one of the reasons I actually got into AMV making, was because of basically a YouTube short.
Okay.
I don't know if I can actually find it, but it was an edit with Zhongli and Hu Tao. It was like Everybody Loves Me, and it was just the two of them in an edit, and that was one of the reasons.
Okay.
Into.
I'm trying to find the edit card thing I made with the.
I think you did a short about it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I did. I'm trying to find the actual version of it. I did do it like basically slamming in the name card.
So Hu Tao.
Did I really just fade to shut up? Oh wow. I did, okay. Where did these go? Where does this go? I feel like
I used it less than these.
I feel like it might be. This might be our first B.
Yeah. Also, just a fun aside: the start of this OST has always reminded me of the Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated theme.
Okay.
Completely random thought, but every time I hear it, I'm like, is that the Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated theme?
Okay.
All right, it's back. The generic.
We're back. Like the OST of Rosario grew on me over time. Maybe because I heard a good remix of it.
Me? I'm just another ordinary person. Church, work, I just do what I have to do. Each of the sisters is worse than the next. If it's not about prayer, then it's about choir or some other thing I'm supposed to participate in. I'm trying to stay out of sight. Pray. Not for the gods nor the betterment of others, but for yourself. Everything is negotiable, except overtime.
This is one of those ones where it's too short to get anything, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's a couple like good parts I don't think I've ever used myself. So I'm like, yes, I could see myself using this in something.
I've used this as a wall transition, like
That's fair.
a couple times, and then that's honestly about it in terms of major times I've used it. Sometimes I'll use this like kind of thing, but
Yeah,
like
for like
not much in.
I feel like there's like for me, I've used a lot of things for like if like a slash takes up a good chunk of the screen, I'll use that as a transition in and out.
It's just one of
I
those
feel
kind
like
of, and also it took like compared to when she was first like announced or not announced, but like shown in game, it took a while for her to make it into the actual game itself. Because like she
yeah,
came out when Albedo had his winter thing, and then it took 4 or 5 stars coming out before she was added.
yeah. I'm trying to think where do we put her on the list then? Because I feel like I think this is better than most of the other generic ones, basically.
Do you think you've used her or would use her more than Chi-Chi? Or not Chi-Chi, Klee?
Ooh. They are very different, like, use cases.
Yeah.
Although I feel like the things I would do, I'd probably lean more towards Rosaria, but
Yeah. Put her top of
they're about the same. I mean,
Makes sense. Also, I think the next one is the very last time we have a 4-star character trailer.
oh yeah, or that style.
Because of that style, yes.
Almost if someone comes back and we don't remember. This feels like it's literally an OST in the game. This one, I'm not sure.
And for the avoidance of doubt, no one else comes close. I'm fully versed in every area of the law. I'll remind you again. The law can be both a help and a hindrance. Only by adhering to the law can the people solve life's myriad of problems. Incinerate! Time for your arraignment! Anyway, my point is, you can always rely on me.
Another one where I haven't really used her very much.
I used a little bit, but like the beginning, like the bits were like where she like popped out and things. But like, yes, it's nice for a trailer, but at the same time, it sucks for transitions. It's either more work or eh.
She was one of those characters when she first came out. I had an entire room designed in my teapot. I thought she was going to be my new main, and I just couldn't get around the playstyle.
Ah.
She was also, at the time, considered the better Klee because she was a pyro DPS who was a catalyst, but she could actually throw projectiles.
Yeah, she has a shield on on one of her constellations too, which is C4.
C4 that you get the shield, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'm willing to slot her in B. Cause like I don't know, or like actually, are we talking B or C? Maybe with the top of C. I'm trying to think because I've used like her things around her burst a few times.
You think Rosaria above or below?
Oh god. I think right where she is okay.
Works for me. I definitely think
I don't know where she stands compared to Klee. I don't know where.
All right.
But anyways, I think we can move on.
Flickering Candlelight.
Dance of Sacrifice, Act 3. Flickering Candlelight. This was once part of a ceremony for aristocrats to show off their stature. Now it's just a private pastime. Vengeance will be mine.
As a descendant of a fallen ancestry, I alone must break free from the chains of revenge.
Shudder! Rack and ruin!
Are you here to spy on me?
No, I was just worried you might be in trouble.
Not yet. It takes two to tango. Shall we?
Huh?
I didn't realize it until like we were a little bit into watching that I think this might be a top 3, but I'm not sure.
I've used Eula.
I've used the beginning dance like so much, and I've used some random bits towards the end, like in the second half, like a fair bit as well.
I know for me,
Like the burst animation.
I've used this segment a lot, particularly like like this.
Yeah, like the. Yeah, I can see that.
It also does these color burns that make it really easy to transition into because it defocuses the overall image, and then you can transfer into it pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've done multiple entire videos dedicated to Eula specifically, so.
Yeah, I feel like this. So I think, are we both saying S then? Or are we both?
Mine's either top of A or S. She could go in either.
Yeah.
Eula.
I feel like I'm trying to think Albedo might move down to A, but I'm not sure.
You want me to keep him there for now, or you want me to move him down?
Keep him there for now, or maybe I'm trying to think. Maybe bump him down to A and replace Eula up there, but I'm not sure.
Speaking of, where is... Oh, there she is. So
Wait, she's at the bottom of the thing.
Eula up there, or are we putting Eula in A?
Yeah. I feel like we can... I think we can move Albedo down.
Alright, top of A then?
Yeah.
Works for me. Works for me. Alright, finally leaving into our first character from Inazuma.
Yeah. How far are we into this? An hour and a half?
Give or take, yeah.
At some point, should we consider like splitting at some point, like maybe into version 2 or something?
Yeah. When do you want to? How many more do you want to do, and then we can split the rest into version 2?
Or I feel like we can go up to like who was the last new character before Sumeru? Was it Kuki Shinobu?
It was.
Oh, Heizo. Sorry, Heizo. Yeah, we'll go. Yeah, I think maybe. Ooh, I think we can do up to Heizo.
Alrighty, works for me.
I feel like we've been kind of going a little quicker, but who knows?
Shikanoin, Heizo. But first,
or we're doing Kazu's trailer first. What are we?
Solitary cloud. Shadow in the setting sun. And the last line. Honestly, can't even finish my haiku without being interrupted. Windstrider.
You're really going to trust me, despite my being from Inazuma. My mind is like a wind on the waves. It can change in an instant.
Kid, I think I got you figured out.
Oh, in that case, you saw this coming.
What, you mean these amateurs? I was saving them for you.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
last line stirs the drifter's heart.
I've used the bit with him and Beto a bit. Like, there's like a part where like flashes like between him and Beto, and then like he does the thing with his the spin with his sword. You what?
I've never used the like strictly black and white one like this. When it gets to color
Yeah.
and it starts doing the flashes, I use it pretty often.
Yeah.
Occasion I'll use this part, but like particularly when it gets to
Makes
grade
sense.
because it's like
Yeah.
goes down a lot.
I see it.
I would definitely say A tier for me. For me, it'd probably be top of A tier in terms of usability.
Yeah. Trying to think. I feel like. Ooh, I feel like he's on par with in that group of like Venti, Child, Albedo. I mean, I don't exactly care where it goes in this group. Don't.
All right, remember free AR-45 Ayaka?
Oh, I remember that rumor. Was it 42, 45, whatever?
42, 45, something like that.
Oh, I don't. I remember seeing it go around. I never like fell for it, but since I'm like, okay, I'm like, guys, really? No. I don't think I was that interested in Ayaka either.
Tachijutsu is your honor embodied. Your will revealed. The wielder's mind must be pure, tranquil. When you strike, be quick as lightning, cold as ice. Master your blade and seize victory in a single motion, too perfect to be parried. These were the words of my mother. I have long desired to learn the blade work of another land. If I may, I would like to spar with you. Master of Inazuma Kamisato Art Tachijutsu. Kamisato Ayaka, present. Delighted to make your acquaintance. Take flight! Kamisato Art! Sumetsu!
My lady, your form is as flawless as ever. Although, maybe try a softer touch, so no one gets injured.
Oh, was I hitting too hard? It seems I still have room to improve. Toma, before the traveler arrives, spar with me some more.
As you wish, my lady.
I do not know the traveler's skill with a blade. But I look forward to finding out.
I've used many parts of this trailer. How about you?
I left my mic on mute. So there's some parts I've used like multiple times, like the ending, like spin, and then the like not really her burst, but like the part where it's like top down of her skill, I think.
I know I've used this part a lot, and then if I'm gonna use Ayaka, it's almost always like this. Starting from like right.
Yeah, that, and then like the bit after where it's like the top down of like a like it's like a circle though. It's like really nice.
overall, just and honestly, one of those trailers where everyone was happy. For me, because everyone wanted Ayaka all the way from the start. For me, I wasn't a huge.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, I think like
Ayaka the 360 something day banner curse.
oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think like with Ayaka, like the thing that I thought like I guess like Ayaka's another one of those characters that like was really popular in the player base. I just didn't really care for.
Yeah, because like
I think I was on the alt sprint was a part of a deal breaker.
For me, it was one of those things where like everyone was hyped for Ayaka and waiting for her to come out. I was on a completely different boat. I was still wait. I waited, I think, at least a year or more after she came out for my waiting character from the leaks and from the betas to come out. I was just waiting for Yao Yao,
Honestly, fair.
and she didn't come out till like the third lantern.
3.4. 3.4, because she was with Al Haytham.
Yeah. All right.
Why the heck did they release Al Haytham in the Lantern Right patch?
Who knows? All right, Kamisato Ayaka present. No, where is she going to be presently put?
Somewhere in A.
Somewhere in A.
think.
You think you used her more than Kazu?
No. No.
Put her below Kazu?
I feel like she can go. Maybe just because like Kazuha, Albedo, and Venti are pretty high on my favorites list. I feel like she's below those three for me, but I don't know where she is for you.
That works. Probably for me, I'd probably use her more than. I'd probably put her top of A just because I've probably used her more than Kazuha and everybody else. But this works out fine. She's still A tier, so works fine for me.
Yeah, she's.
Okay.
Who's next? Oh, Sayu.
Everyone's.
I feel like I've only used this trailer like once or twice, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Kind of the same. She's voiced by
Lily Pichu.
Lily Pichu. Remember when people thought
Also, the OST on this is pretty good too. I like it.
Recon confirms. No sign of the Shrine Maiden within a 3-mile radius. Bedtime. A windy day is a good day for a getaway. Sayu, Shumatsuban at your disposal. Can I go catch up on my sleep?
So where are we putting Sonic? I mean Sayu.
I've all outside. I feel like I've only used that once or twice, like in a couple specific Inazuma videos.
Yeah. So is this going to be our most modern C? Or does she go to?
Yeah, I feel like I've used Fischl more than her. I'm gonna.
All right. So we'll put her.
Where is her trailer? Oh, far left.
Far left. Oh boy. Hey, Sayu, there you are.
I think Fischl is above her, and I think that's the only change I think.
Okay.
Or I'd say move Fischl above Sayu. There you go.
All right. The other Sayu trailer.
Yeah. I feel like if I use Sayu, like anything of Sayu, it's from Yoimiya's trailer.
Hey, Pops! Rise and shine! Well, who do we have here? Welcome! You're just in time for the fireworks show. Pew, pew, pew! Pew, pew, pew! Beautiful, isn't it? If you like that, you're gonna love this. A festive reprise. Don't even think about getting in the way next time. Although, if you wanted to make yourself more useful, you could try wearing something a little more fun and festive, or pretend to be a ghost to entertain the kids. You know, liven up the atmosphere. I can't just...
Yoimiya, they've already run off.
Huh? Hey! I wasn't done talking!
Do we actually... Is that supposed to be Toma at the end there?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought. I honestly forget that she has the, like, Hu Tao little, like, add-in at the end.
Yeah. Not that I've ever used it, but it feels like her voice versus her emotions doesn't line up in the end.
Ever so slightly, yeah. I always try...
something.
I like trying to use, like, these. It's just very hard to.
Yeah, that's hard, but I think, like, the bit that goes, like, right before the thing where she does, like, a couple flips right before the ending.
The flips.
And, like, that right there also, like, those I feel like are pretty easy to use. And, like, the text, like, Niwabi Ensho, I think sometimes gets used.
Yeah.
I did, like, the fireworks for, like, a slower moments, and I've used her burst animation a number of times.
I've used it once or twice. I've rarely used the Sayu part.
Yeah.
So where do we put...
I feel like she's above Ayaka. Is she above Ayaka?
We can put her above Ayaka. Have
I ever used Aloy's trailer?
I've used it multiple times, because I try to remind people that she exists.
Yeah.
Also, do we think this has over 1 million views?
Probably because it was around the first anniversary.
Oh, okay, 7.8. That's...
I was like, it's been, like, given, like, Genshin's kind of relevance back then, I would say yes. Yeah.
Nice 2 lines of dialogue. I also love how they didn't hashtag Horizon or PlayStation.
I don't know, that's fine.
Alright.
Aloy here. I don't know this world, but my arrows are sharp and my bow's ready. If your party needs help, I'll do what I can. This land has a past full of secrets, just like my world. I'll uncover all of it, if I have enough time. One world needed saving, now another. I'm Aloy, ready for the hunt. This'll pack a punch. The hunt is on. This is a new one.
I've always enjoyed this sequence. I feel like I can fit that into many different videos.
I don't think I've ever found a reason to use Aloy's thing. I also feel like we're back to the default 4-star format.
Well, to be fair, it's pretty
to some extent
manageable that they just didn't care.
Yeah. And that's why we haven't had a crossover character since, anyway. So.
Nope, we've had crossover characters, but they all went to different games.
Yeah, in Genshin, I should like.
In Genshin, yeah. Aloy was it. Aloy and Predator, which Predator was its own thing.
Oh, yeah.
For those unfamiliar, I am not talking about the movie Predator, I am talking about
It's
Aloy,
the bow.
which is Predator. Just for those who are curious. Alright, Aloy.
I'll let you put this one, since I don't think I've ever used Aloy.
I
think that's not through the trailer, just because I haven't just found a reason.
I'll let you place between... I would either put her... She'd either be, indisputably bottom of B or top of C for me. And actually, not even top of C. I'd probably put her, before Rosaria.
Okay, I'm fine with that. Fine.
Also, it's basically the same thing except slightly like
Oh
every
well.
different.
Yeah. Who's next?
Aloy,
Sarah?
we salute you for trying your best in a bad situation.
Well.
Ujo Sara.
To strike your foe takes unity between mind, arrow, and bow. Listen. Thunder speaks the will of the almighty Shogun. The duty of a Tengu warrior is to watch over the mountains and forests, while that of the Kujo clan is to guard Inazuma. I have agreed to fight by your side, and I will honor that commitment. On my watch, Inazuma will always be defended, and the will of the Shogun will always be done. To manifest eternity per the almighty Shogun's will. That is what I aspire to.
And then Zenora knocked you out.
Yeah, I feel like at least some of the more recent, actually I don't know, but like some of the AMVs I've done that are not like region based or time based, have been like, or yeah, I guess region or event based. They've been more like actiony, and like Sar's trailer oddly does not fit that, but
yeah,
it's definitely has its use cases.
Hers I use very rarely, and it takes a very specific scenario.
Yeah, so are we going with C again?
Yeah. Do we put her... I think she at least deserves top of D.
Wait, D?
Oh, I thought you said D. Sorry.
I said C.
C, okay. It's like, D might be a bit harsh, but sure, I can do that.
Yeah, I said C.
Alright, so where do we want to put her in C?
I'm willing to go towards the top of C.
Works for me.
But
do you think she's better than Daria?
Man, C needs, I feel like Fischl needs, okay, keep Sar there.
Okay.
Or somewhere there. And if C needs, I feel like Fischl needs to move up, like, a bunch of spots.
Okay, now where do we
I feel like I've used, Fischl can move up, like, past Chi-Chi, for sure. Maybe past Aloy?
Okay. And do we want to put Kujo Sara past Fischl?
Oh, I don't know.
I definitely think I've used Kujo Sara more than Fischl.
Okay, yeah, I'll leave it here. Or maybe I'm just thinking of, like, there's, like, literally one thing in Fischl's trailer that I've used a bunch of times.
Okay.
Yep, and this is I think this is the longest trailer in a while when it came out, right?
I believe so.
In the land of the Narukami, centuries pass without change. Deep in the heart of the city stands the lofty abode of the Raiden Shogun. She looks down upon her realm, at mortal joys and woes, and sees a world mired in impermanence. By mighty lightning, she rules over the transients. Trivial yearning and petty passion, they vanish like a mist, but the Shogun pursues, unfettered and unperturbed eternity.
Only through eternity are you closest to the heavenly principles. Lightning is eternal. The world is but shadow. Fantasy can only survive with an underlying reality. reality is the stillness buried deep beneath the illusion. This is eternity. Horn to oblivion! Waking world, you seem woven from the stuff of dreams. All shall fade away.
Of who we've had so far, I can pretty abundantly say that this is the most used I've ever heard of the ones so far.
Fair.
It's got the action, got everything.
Yeah.
Would definitely be
I don't know. Like my usage because Ryan's another case of a character that's like super pretty popular that I wasn't that big on, but I admit that her trailer is good.
For me, it would definitely be S tier. I don't actually, interestingly enough, know if I've used her more than I've used Xiao. In fact, I think Xiao probably takes the cake.
Okay, so if she's in your top 3, then I'm willing to say S. I'm willing to say.
All right. There's a rare case where she gets kicked out, but I very much doubt it. Interestingly enough, my other top 3, and I won't say it, is someone a lot more recent. It's not because
what your last top 3, you mean?
Yeah, my last of the top 3 is someone.
Farina.
I haven't used Farina that much, and when we get to Farina in the next episode, I'll kind of explain kind of why.
Oh yeah,
it's actually someone I haven't used much, if yet at all, but I will be using a lot.
Ooh, okay.
All right, Sengo no Miya Kokomi.
The sea is teeming with creatures, all fighting to survive. When a mighty predator approaches, weaker fish seek shelter. Yet many will still be devoured. But when smaller fish gather together, they can act as one body for the protection of all. This is how the weak mount their resistance.
As this is going, I haven't said this about any yet. This is one of my favorite OSTs.
Okay.
Our ancestors once dwelled in the dark ocean depths. How must they have felt when they first gazed upon the starry sky? Thinking of that moment makes me cherish the precious light I see now. Billowing surge! Just as fish gather to overcome larger foes, Watatsumi must unite to survive. And I must lead them to new, open waters. For that is my duty as Divine Priestess.
I can confidently say I've used this in more videos than she has crit rate.
Well, she has negative crit rate, so how do you measure that?
That's why I said I can confidently say it without looking.
Yeah.
She only has negative 100, it's fine. I think the only character to have an active debuff.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, like, I remember, like, Kokomi just got absolutely dunked on, like, meta-wise when she came out, and then she just slowly got better.
Yeah, as people figured out that, a Hydro applying healer is
good, especially with Hyper Bloom coming out of 3.0.
Yeah. Sangonomiya Kokomi.
I would say either. I am leaning on bottom of A.
That works for me. I definitely think I've used Zhongli more. Hers is
I feel like there's like very specific scenarios that come up like often enough that Kokomi's good. Like the quiet, like the parts where she's like standing on the water and looking up at the sky.
She fits in songs that are like about the ocean, and she fits in songs that are very slow. Because even like the fastest parts of her trailer are very well, I can't believe I'm saying this, but fluid.
Yeah.
All right.
Toma.
One of the best. Have you heard Toma's OST before?
Oh, OST is great.
Toma's OST is great. Speaking of,
the way I see it, housekeeping is a unique skill set. Cleaning, cooking, and mending are among my greatest strengths. I'm not from Inazuma originally. I took a boat all the way here from Mondstadt. Inazumans are definitely more particular about etiquette than Mondstadters. On that note, if you ever want my lady's opinion, you may have to coax it out of her. She's so polite, she doesn't always speak her mind. People whose attention is always focused on other people's weaknesses tend to expose their own weaknesses pretty easily. Check this out! Supporting fire! Hey, how about we go for a nice meal sometime? My treat, of course.
As long as it's not your hot pot, I think I can agree.
Yeah. I feel like this is a trailer that like I honestly don't use a ton. I think there's literally only one part that I've used maybe once or twice.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's also because just like Toma's just in one of that position where it's just like it's weird. It's kind of weird to throw him into places.
Yep. I'm leaning on the mid bottom C.
Like above the generic this stuff, like below Klee, maybe.
I think yeah. I was gonna say around Sayu. Actually, where's Chichiko in all this? Where's I don't know. I think we just leave it.
Okay.
But I don't have a clear answer.
All right, coming up on
Goro,
the dog.
I think there's like an OST version of this. It's a remix that I actually really like. They made it like an electric guitar solo in the middle, which sounds cool. Like that's just a remix of it.
Lies in remembering the meaning of battle and employing the right tactics to generate momentum, making your forces unstoppable. With momentum on our side and close camaraderie, we are unstoppable. General Goro of the Watatsumi Island Resistance ready and waiting. Everyone on me! Thank you for your guidance. This is a victory that belongs to the both of us.
I feel like this one suffers from being short.
Yeah.
But oddly enough, I think I've used this more for the Traveler clips than Goro.
It still counts as Goro's trailer.
True.
I've definitely used it quite a bit, but
I want to say this might be our second B.
Of course, mate. Do we put him above Hu-Tao or below?
I don't know. I might say above, but I'm not sure.
That works for me.
All right. But it's pretty close.
Miss Hina in B tier. Let's go. Speaking of Miss Hina,
Oh yeah.
Favorite Messina simp.
Yeah, Ito.
Ito!
Oh, come on. The Vision Hunt decree is over. Okay, start at the top. Oh, my beautiful Vision, I know you're up there. Oh, yeah. If you want to take my vision, you're gonna need a lot more people. Cause I'm Arataki Ito, the Supreme, the one and only. Now it's showtime! Let's roll! Don't let him run away! Kujo-Sara is coming! Run away? No can do. Time to show you what it is that makes my gang stick around! Who wants some of this? Oh, how nice of you to join us, General Kujo. Are you here to make me beg for mercy, too?
Final warning. Surrender your vision now, Arataki Ito.
Oh, but General, if you join the Arataki gang now, I can show you what dreams are made of. I swear, when I get my vision back, I'm gonna show her.
Boss, looks like it ain't up here.
Huh? I'm sorry, what?
Boss, I think this might be yours. Way down here.
Hey, you better wipe that smirk off your face. Okay, I'm coming up there.
I feel like I've only used Ito's trailer once, probably just because I haven't found a good reason to use it.
I've used it on occasion because it's got those like really fast transfers that you can kind of.
Yeah, I can see where you can use it, I just haven't found a reason to.
So where would you put it?
Oh. I'm gonna say top of C, bottom of B, like.
Okay, well, I've used it enough that I'll put it into the bottom of B. Also, fun aside about that trailer. There are people who wonder, like, hey, is this actually what happened? Or, like, did Ito actually beat up all these people? Or is this just him grandstanding the story of how his vision was taken, and it actually was just like, Sora beat him up in 5 seconds, and that was it? There are aspects of it that make it sound like he's just telling a story.
Yeah. But I feel like he has the raw strength to do it at the same time.
True. Okay, the first Liyue character since...
In a while. Since Yanfei.
Since Yanfei. Alright, Yunjin, whose character trailer for me will always be the Divine Damsel of Devastation.
Oh yeah.
My name is Yunjin. It's such a pleasure to finally meet you, and I'd be honored to have you attend a performance sometime. The Yunhan Opera Troupe has been under my leadership for quite some time now. Life mirrors opera, just as opera reflects life. It's what I truly love, and it's what I will be pursuing for the rest of my life. Many of Liyue's legends are centered around stories of gods and the Adepti, so most operas focus on the supernatural too. But in this age of humanity, I would rather like to tell stories about ordinary people. I began my training in the art of the spear, hoping to enhance my performance in stage combat. I stuck with it, hoping to master the techniques of self-defense. I believe I've grasped the basics now. I dare say you'd better be careful when we're sparring together in the future. And step. Flags up. Observe.
I feel like this is just solid B, like top of B, bottom A. I don't know.
Yeah, that works for me.
Because like I've used like the end bits where it's like there's a bunch of like fades to I think white and like stuff. Where is she? Oh, found her.
Yeah, for me, when I
Who's
use
next?
Fusion, it's usually Divine Damsel of Devastation, or the like Wrap
Ooh.
Tao. I'll always
How
apply.
much was Yunjin actually in that one? The rap.
It's not much, but there's a little bit.
Yeah, I was like a number of the other playable characters in the crowd. I just don't remember how much any of them showed up. Which is not much.
Sadly, yeah. Okay, Shenhe Crane on the Wind, who for a while was going for Eula's title of longest time without a rerun.
Did she pass it or not?
She might have. I think she's in the Lantern Rite batch this go around, right?
Oh, on the she's on the Chronicled Wish.
So she's not gotten an actual banner, but technically.
Yeah. I feel like Albedo had that position for a while of like no rerun.
Also, hi Chongyun.
Yep.
This explains all the demonic activity. It was all you're doing. This ends now. A cryo avatar. Who are you?
Demons are masters of deception. Never let down your guard.
Unleash! Transfiguration!
Mind be purged, world be saved!
Cryo incarnate!
This demonic activity is an omen of impending disaster. Perhaps Master was right.
Thank you for rendering your assistance. I see you're also an adept exorcist. Some of your techniques look quite familiar, so I'm wondering...
I am Shenhe. I roam these mountains. You needn't worry about me. But your temperature seems unusually high. Are you all right?
Oh, my popsicle! I almost forgot! Wait, Shenhe? Wait, so you're my... You're my auntie?
If I remember anything about that trailer, it's that last line.
Yeah.
There's so many good transition points for this one though, because it always has like that kind of fade in.
True.
Fade out. I don't think I've ever used anything up to like the 40 like hat till past.
I feel like I've used some like a little bit just to get something for Chongyun once or twice.
Yeah, because like Chongyun, I think this is the only time in a character like thing capacity he's shown up in like 2 random places, but like this is the only time he's shown up in like an actual character demo or anything.
Yeah.
So
So
Shenhe.
where?
She's
I don't know where the heck.
There she is.
There she is. I want to say she's where do we go? I feel like somewhere in A, like towards the lower half of A, I want to say.
Lower half of A?
Yeah, because like
Child or?
there's a bunch of good points, but at the same time, it feels like kind of niche at the same time. I don't know.
Makes sense. So like above child, below child.
I'm gonna say below child.
All right. So
But
we'll
like,
put it right about there. Works for me.
yeah, about there.
All right. We've got 5 left. Starting us off, and honestly, it took a while for Miko to get in either, as well.
Yeah.
I then found myself reborn as Guji Yai, leading shrine maidens in sacred matters, sipping tea and kneeling in solemn meditation, and making appearances to listen to shrine visitors.
Enough. Oh, this won't do. We're making a light novel here, not a dry documentary.
Huh?
And honestly, do you really think I lead such a boring existence? Hmm?
No, not at all, Lady Guji.
That's chief editor to you.
Yes, Chief Editor.
A light novel begins with pure imagination. For example, I must say, this is quite the cunning trap. But have I walked into your trap, or have you walked into mine?
I'm always watching.
A sight to behold.
I admit defeat. Just do it. Exercise me.
Exorcise you? But I thought you weren't ready to return to the cycle. So first, let me show you what a cruel world this can be.
No.
It's so graphic. You'd never really do something like that, would you?
Splendid. When the reader starts asking that question, you know you've written a good one.
And that's how Inazuma got its first graphic novel.
Dang. Ooh,
I
how
used
much?
to use this a lot more than I do now, but nowadays I just feel like there's always better things I can use.
Yeah. Well, Yai's like been pretty close to like, I don't know if she's my least favorite character in the game overall, but she's pretty close. But yeah, I think for that reason I just haven't used her a ton. So I don't know.
I'd put her midway through C, I would say.
Midway through C?
At least above.
Yeah. I think she's above Toma.
Yeah, that seems like a fair
And
place.
after that, I don't know where.
Yai Miko, where are you? There you are. I'm in a position where I definitely have used her less than Klee, so I would put her like literally there.
Yeah, okay, that works.
Okay.
Is Ayato next?
It is
yeah, okay.
Who, honestly, for me,
Oh,
would be low C.
I just let's watch it first. But I think if memory serves me right, yeah.
Do not expose your identities, and wait for the signal before you act.
Yes, sir.
Grand festivals like this monopolize the Tenryou Commission's resources. Your timing is impeccable. Pity you were all they sent.
Let's go for a stroll. We wish to discuss cooperation with the Yashiro Commission.
A humble suggestion. The Fatui would do well to update their intelligence concerning me. But of course, that would require one of you to return in one piece. Cascade.
You underestimate your foe.
If assassinating me was that simple, I can name a few rival clans who would have had an easier time over the years. Kamisato Art, Suiyu!
My lord, we failed to protect you.
I do not keep the Shimatsuban for the trivial matter of dealing with assassins.
Trivial?
So, what's the situation?
The operation went smoothly. The resistance platoon is hidden near Tenshikaku. Forgive me, sir, but taking this level of risk, it seems out of character.
Let's just say, I'm doing a small favor for my sister.
Credit to the vocal range of Chris Hackney, who, to those who, and both of us are very familiar with a certain character that Chris Hackney has done in the past. In both this trailer and that game, he in fact killed every last one of them.
Yeah. I just wonder why the heck was Aito not in the Inazuma Archon quest, like, at all?
Because he released after the fact.
Yeah, I know, but like, really?
That's the technical answer. Real answer is,
yeah, I know.
The trailer itself just feels kind of dull. I don't know if you feel the same way.
Yeah, it feels like this feels like it should have come out earlier than it did. So like, just to be with the rest of Inazuma.
He's up there for my least favorite character, only because he as a character feels very flat.
I would say his trailers goes right around the eyes, maybe a little lower.
I definitely think I've used Tome. I would honestly say I've used Tome more. In fact, I would honestly say I've used the Kaya trailer more, in my opinion. He would probably be bottom of D for me.
Oh, I've used Aito's like a little bit.
Actually, I'd probably be below Shangling. I don't think I've used Shangling maybe once.
Okay. Well, if it was below Kaya, it would definitely be below Shanlai. Anyways, Yelan.
Leaving the city? It's a real jungle out there. They say
I feel like this intro might be way too long, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
for help and washes away any sign of a struggle.
That all sounds perfect.
You sure have nerves of steel, ma'am.
Stop! Now hand over your goods!
Bandits! Help! Help!
Been waiting long? I figured. Well, the waiting game is over.
Someone revealed my plans to you in advance, and you didn't think to run. What can I say? Much obliged.
I surrender! Please, let me go! You'll never see me again!
Oh, so now you're afraid. Oh, I'm sorry, but this is too little, too late.
No, wait! I know who gave you away! I'll tell you! No, I'll take you to them myself!
Smart decision. Get up. Chop chop. Let's go and pay your friends a little visit.
I don't know if I actually knew that there was another part to that.
I've used that other part like once. Otherwise, I think Yelan is like I feel like mid-A.
Yeah.
Based on how much I've used it, like I've used like her things around her burst a lot.
Where would you put her?
I have never used the first like 30 seconds of this. Yeah.
Not the same for me.
I feel like maybe above, maybe same. Like I feel like kind of around Venti. Yeah, I guess there.
Okay. And now we got Shinobu and then Heizu.
I wear a mask because I don't want to be recognized by anybody. I'm Kuki Shinobu, deputy leader of the Arataki Gang. My primary responsibilities are to bring in business and maintain a stable team, as well as bailing out the gang from the police station. Being in a gang means having lots of free time. I often finish reading a whole book or even pass a certificate exam before I even realize it. Just let me know if you ever find yourself in a pinch. I can help you out.
Stand with me. I'll settle this.
Don't feel sorry for them. They need to learn their lesson.
Shinobu, time to roll.
Don't tell me they did it again.
Well, let's pause that. I've used parts of it.
Yes, same, just not often.
Just not often.
I think this is around like I think this is above Toma, under Yai.
Above Toma, under Yai? Yeah, I can work with that.
Where is she on this board?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. With the trailer, with the screenshot, that basically looks like they just took it from the game.
Yeah. Just random thought. It feels like Yelan, like, and her whole thing feels like it fit better in HSR's Penacony than it does in Liu.
Yeah. And finally, for the first half, viewers, Shikanoin Heizu, Cyclona of Investigation.
The first male catalyst user in this game, I think.
Sharpest and most successful detective of the Tenryou Commission. Detective agencies spend too much time investigating extramarital affairs and tracking down runaway pets. But, it goes without saying, that fighting thugs and fetching things isn't my kind of work. A true detective uses their smarts to outwit criminals at every single turn. You keep following the clues until you find the culprit. And you don't stop until every last piece of the puzzle is in place. There are always those people who resort to violence at the very last second.
I think you're echoing.
Fracture.
Let's just hope the rain hasn't washed all the clues away.
Gotta love the random Arataki insert.
Like one of the gang members, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, pretty accurate from Starry Moon 6662 as the top comment. There are always people who resort to violence if that'll solve all their problems. Said Hazel.
Hey, there's a kick. Kick.
I've used Hazu fairly often.
I've only used it once. I know that for a fact.
But it's not
don't know
often
why.
I do use them. Speaking of...
do you see where Lenny is? On far left, just under.
Under, yeah. What are you thinking for that?
I feel like we're just gonna. I think he joins the middle C group just because. Look, I've only used him once, but that's not C.
Oh, sorry. You said I heard C, or I heard B. Where do you want to put, like, above Toma?
Sure.
Above Kuki?
I feel like maybe Cookie's over.
All right, everybody. So that'll conclude the first half of We Ranked Every Genshin trailer. The second half,
based on like AMV usability and things.
Do that. Second, we'll go from Kale all the way to Lanyan. I know the first half is on this channel. Phoenix, would you have any interest in having the second half on yours, or would you like to keep both ends on here?
I think that's something we can discuss later.
All right, that works for me. In that case, it has been a pleasure, everyone, and until next time.
Whenever that may be.
See ya.